Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. This video is going to go up on November 22nd, Year of Insanity. Alright, so as the title probably gave away, I'm going to talk about the Great Reset, or the Reset Plan, as it is also commonly known. Now, all the information I'm gathering here comes from other channels, including Alaska Prepper, Full Spectrum Survival, and other channels such as that. Also, a lot of the information that I'm reading is coming from the World Economic Forum. Yeah, the World Economic Forum. I will put things on the screen as I go, but yeah, I'm just going to be reading here. So, if you go to the World Economic Forum, there is a big opening page here. It's called The Great Reset. And I'm going to read just the title of the page here. It says, and I'm going to reword a couple of things for monetization purposes, but here it goes. There is an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate in simultaneously managing the direct consequences of the pandemic crisis to improve the state of the world. The World Economic Forum is starting the Great Reset Initiative. Yeah. The context. The you-know-what crisis, pandemic crisis, and the political, economical, and social disruptions it has caused is fundamentally changing the traditional context for decision-making. The inconsequences, inadequacies, and contradictions of multiple systems from health and financial to energy and education are more exposed than ever amidst global context of concern for life's livelihood and the planet. Leaders find themselves in a historic crossroad, managing short-term pressures against medium and long-term uncertainties. Welcome to prepping. The opportunity is the next thing on the page here. As we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape the recovery, this initiative will offer insight to help inform those determining the future state of global relations. I'll learn words one day. The direction of national economies, the priorities of socialists, the nature of business models, and the management of global commons, drawing from the vision and vast expertise of the leaders engaging across forums, communities. The Great Reset Initiative has set of dimensions to build new social contact that honors it honors the dignity of every human being. That's what it just said. It's going to honor your dignity while it takes away all of your things. Now, there's a lot going around about this particular topic, and I haven't touched on it yet before. I haven't touched on it, but here we are now. So we're going to talk economy. It's not my strong suit. I'm not an expert in it. I do know a few things. And let me just type in some information so I can remember what the word was I was looking for. What was that stupid word? Anyway, let's just get back to it. I'll type more in a minute. The Great Reset. Now, what is it? Basically, what is it? Now, from my understanding. Now, this is my understanding. I could be wrong, but from my understanding, it basically, and I've said it before on many other channels, is you will own nothing by 2030. That's the common consensus going around about this Great Reset. Basically, their goal is to take away all of your property, all of your belongings, and everything you own, and anything that you have in your possession will be on a rental basis that you pay on forever. Yeah. There's several things that could be said about this. Several things. Basically, socialism. That's basically what it is. I mean, socialism, communism, totalitarian, whatever, dictatorships, basically what it is. It's all associated and goes into the one world government that they have been planning since the beginning of time. This is one world government. There's books about this, including the Bible. There's books about this. There really is. Just a quick mention of the Bible is there's a part in there. There's the city of Babel. They were building the city of Babel. It was called that, and we have the term Babel because he didn't like what they were doing with this city and the one world government they were trying to create with this, and he scattered them throughout the planet. So keep that in mind. All right, Klaus Schwab is the executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. He also has written a book called, the COV, 19 Great Reset. This book came out in 2020. Klaus is obviously, I'll just read the wiki about him. Klaus Martin Schwab is a German engineer and economist, yeah, I can't pronounce words. Best known as the founder and the chairman of the World Economic Forum. His wife and first collaborator, Heidi, co-founded the Schwab Foundation for Social Entrepreneurship with him. Socialism. That's basically what it is. We're talking communism and socialism here. That's what we're talking. And if you know the difference between communism and socialism, it's about that big. Yeah, it is. From my understanding. Now, I haven't gone too far into this web page. There's very little information actually on it. So, that being said, there is a roadmap. That's why I said it's a plan, because there is a roadmap. Let me see if I can figure out where to put it. Oh, there it is. I'm going to put this up on the screen as I'm going through it a little bit. There is a lot on this roadmap. It comes from the World Economic Forum. Let's just start here on the top left. Harnessing the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Strengthening regional development. Revitalizing global cooperation. Took a stab at Trump there, didn't he? Shaping the economic recovery. Redesigning social contracts, skills, and jobs. They're going to redesign your job. That's awesome. Maybe they'll give you more days off. Restoring the health of the environment. Developing sustainable business models. This all sounds awesome, doesn't it? Yay! There's a German guy trying to create, communism throughout the world. When's that happened before? Let me think. I'm trying to think. When was it? That happened before, didn't it? I'm trying to remember. Does anybody remember when that happened before? That's sarcasm, in case you were unaware. That's sarcasm. So, yeah, I'm typing again. I'm looking some stuff up. But, the Great Reset is what they're calling this, the Great Reset. And this is being accepted by several countries throughout the world. Obviously, with the current administration, it's not being accepted currently in the United States. But if the new administration actually takes power, that's their top agenda right there, is to go right along with the World Economic Forum to rebuild relations with other foreign countries that we have disassociated ourselves with because of economic reasons, among other things. The Clinton Foundation, the Clinton administration, the Obama administration, including even Biden, have given a lot of money to foreign countries that I won't even name. Okay, I'll name them. Saudi Arabia being one. Countries that don't like us. They're constantly giving them money and they're trading back and forth, and there's a lot of evidence of this online. You can look it up for yourself. There's evidence there. There is. So, where is it? There it is. I found it. So, I want to talk a little bit about World War II. The Office of Price Administration. That's what I've been looking up over here on Wiki. Now, I've gone over this before, but the Office of Price Administration was a group put out by the United States government during World War II, and its only goal was to prevent inflation, prevent the prices from going up so much like we continually see day after day. Every time you go into the grocery store, the prices go up just a little bit. Go from one day to the next and look at the same items over and over again. Tell me how long it takes them to go up, because I don't go in the grocery store very often, but when I do, I notice price differences constantly. Alaska Prepper has quite a lot of good videos on that particular subject, also in his local Costco. Now, I only make it to Costco maybe once, sometimes twice a month, depending on, my current economic status. Yeah, which has went that way thanks to false positives, but I have no information updates on that yet, and I won't have an information update on that particular subject until Monday, so keep that in mind. So the world, where am I at? The Office of Price Administration, I'm trying to get, it's the OPA, was abolished effective May 29th, 1947 by the General Liquidation Order issued March 14th, 1947. Basically, a lot of very large corporations did not like them. And large corporations have a tendency to get their higher up people into government positions. You can look at the FDA, for example. I don't know if it's currently true, but for a long time, the Food and Drug Administration was led by the former CEO of the Pepsi Corporation. Go figure. So, yeah. Large corporations don't like things in government. They put people in power in the government with the vast amounts of money they have, and those people make changes that are not helpful to us. And that's just basically how that goes. So Klaus Schwab, such a great individual. He was born in 1938. He's currently 82 years old. So he was a child and teenager, just about a teenager during World War II, a child during young adult, not young adult, but adolescent, whatever, during World War II in Germany. Is it ringing any bells? So, office of price administration was abolished, and then inflation started happening, and it continues to happen, and it continued to happen. I mean, I used to hear stories from my grandparents. I used to get a loaf of bread for 25 cents, and now a loaf of bread's like $4. That's inflation. Why does inflation happen? It's our fault. Us. We are the reason it happens. Now, there's a whole lot of people that are going to disagree with this. But we are the cause. We are the cause because we continue to go along with it. We continue to go along with it. We have no ability as a nation. The vast majority of people do not have any ability to sustain themselves. You don't have the ability, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but the vast majority of people don't have the ability to grow their own food. They don't have the ability to plant a garden. They don't have the skills or the knowledge necessary to do so. They cannot self-sustain. This is like the vast majority of the population of the United States and the world. And this wasn't always the case. You can go back before the Industrial Revolution of the early 1900s, late 1800s, and you can see that almost every family, everywhere, had their own garden and grew their own food. Everyone could do this. Back in World War II, they actually encouraged people to do that. They called it the Victory Garden. They encouraged people to do that because of the food shortages. Now, we're seeing similar food shortages now, yet are we being encouraged to plant food? No, we're being encouraged to go to the food banks and rely on the government and their great resets. There is a plan for this great reset. I have not read the man's book. I'm considering finding a PDF of it and reading it just to get more information on this particular topic. Considering it. I'm not sure if I will because I have more important things to do, like watching the grass not grow in the wintertime in the front yard. But there might be some insights in there as to the agenda of these people. Now, like I said, the outright agenda, the main goal to this is one world government. That's the main goal. They want one world government. They really do. They want it. Why do they want it? Because they don't like borders, and they don't like people being in a country like the United States who are still able to carry certain self-defense tools to defend themselves against not only people that may be trying to break in or do bad things to them, but also the Second Amendment was written to protect you against your government. Read it. That's what it was written for. It was protect you against your government. So what have they done? They have divided and conquered. They have already done it. It's already happened. We've been divided and we've been conquered. And there's so much proof that this has happened because so many people you got two sides, the left and the right, and then you got the left extremist and the right extremist, and then, there's very few people that are considered in the middle, and when you're in the middle, then you're wrong to both the other sides, right? Because, that's how that works. So that is divide and conquer. It's a very old tactic. You can find it in the Bible. You can find it in Sun Tzu's Art of War. You can find it pretty much in every video game. It's divide and conquer. You can see it in so many movies. Divide and conquer. That's the goal. So now I'm going to hit a little bit on the truck driver strike that is supposedly still planned for the 26th, just a few days from now, the 26th through the 29th, basically covering the entire Thanksgiving holiday and the Black Friday insanity that happens every year at that particular time. So There are major corporations that are going along with this. Knight Transportation and Swift, who owns Swift Transportation, is one that I mentioned before. There are others, but I'm not going to go into that because that's not the point. The point is major billion-dollar corporations are going along with this truck driver strike. Do you think, just possibly, that they are orchestrating this truck driver strike to mess up the economy just a little bit more so they can initiate their great reset and basically make sure that we own nothing by 2030? They've outright said this. If I find the clip, I will throw it up in this video. But they have said this. By 2030, you will own nothing. You will own nothing. So what about my personal defense items? How am I going to own nothing if I still have that? So in order for that to actually take place here in the United States, they are going to have to come door to door and disarm all of us first, right? Then they're going to have to come door to door and force needles in our arms, which is what they plan to do in February. I already made that video. Biden wants to ... That's the name of the video. It was posted a few days ago. Check below. You'll probably find it. This is all a part of the same plan. All of it. This is all a part of the same plan. I believe the trucker strike is another form of control. They're using it to their advantage. They probably initiated it. They're using it to their advantage because really, what would happen if all the truck drivers shut down? It's going to really hurt the economy. It really is. It really is. Grocery stores are going to run out of food within a day. It's going to happen. If they do the massive strike. Now, I don't think the strike is going to go all across the board. There are a lot of foreigners that drive trucks in the United States. Mostly those individuals own their own trucks because of the tax breaks they have gotten from the Obama administration when they came into our country. So those particular people probably won't shut their trucks down. So there's still going to be trucks running here and there, but it's not nearly going to be as much as normal. So there's going to be a lot of grocery stores, mostly in major cities, that's going to take a hit from this. So I believe, personally, these are my opinions. Now, this isn't factual. You have to do your own research. Take everything I say and question it. Do your own research. I encourage you to do it. Every time I say something, don't believe me just because I say it. I am not an expert, okay? Not an expert. So, like my opinion states, I believe the Great Reset, the trucker strike, the whole pandemic, I believe it's all a part of the same plan. I believe that it all was done intentionally, all of it done intentionally, to initiate this plan, because this is the biggest headline on all of their pages. This is the biggest news story of 2020, pretty much through all the mainstream media. And the mainstream media is owned by giant corporations that also have their grubby little nubs in everything else, including government, including the World Economic Forum, all of it. These are all major corporations. This is what we call the elite, or used to call the elite. Now, They plan on the Great Reset. Do you think the elite, the leaders and owners of these massive billion, trillion dollar corporations are going to just not own anything? No, they're going to be the ones owning things. We're going to not own things. That's their goal. Their goal, New World Order, One World Government, Great Reset. Now, the best thing they could do is divide and conquer. So look at what's happened with the election. So many news outlets all over the country have stated who the winner was. That decision has still yet to be made by the people who actually make that decision. So this is going to cause a big problem when the current administration is not kicked out because they didn't lose. They've already been throwing up headlines like he's trying to steal it. He's trying to steal the election. He's a dictator. And they're trying to put fear in people's heads, and they're trying to use it against us. They're using this against us to divide us. That's the whole point, is to divide us, because if we don't stand together, then they can pick us off one at a time. And that's what they're doing with their Great Reset and their pandemic that I believe was done on purpose. There's so much evidence that this pandemic isn't that bad, yet country after country, state after state goes on lockdown daily because of the dangers of the pandemic. Why are they locking us all down and then planning on this Great Reset? Well, you have to lock people down before you reset everything to prevent the revolutions that would come from it. Okay? Okay. All right. I got some editing to do to throw the things up on this page or on this video so you can see what I was reading here. I'm going to, put a couple of things up just so you can read along with me, like the Economic Forum. Tuesday, let me click the date here. Tuesday, what's Tuesday? Tuesday the 24th. Yes, Tuesday the 24th. I am going to have Prepper Nation live doing his Super Tuesday video live stream right here on Grim Survival. That is going to be fun. He's apparently got a new hat for it. He says his hat's better than mine. So we're going to have to take a poll over there. Who has the better hat? Well, over here. We're going to take a poll that day when I get John from Prepper Nation on the channel. And we're going to see who has the better hat. Because I'm considering this a challenge. I think I'm being challenged here of who has the better hat. Yeah. All right. This has been James with Grim Survival. It's crazy out here. It's definitely getting grim. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your nose in the book. You know what book I'm talking about. Here, I'll show you the book. I'll always show you the book. Keep your head in your book. Your nose in your book. Your head on a swivel. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Because it's getting grim out here. It really is. And I'll see you next time.